Well, here we are, folks. We find ourselves just a little over 24 hours away from the deadline. Well, we believe it's a deadline for South Africa's political parties to announce some sort of government of national unity or coalition to go forward. Chief Justice Raymond Zondo has scheduled the swearing in of new members of Parliament and returning members of Parliament at 10 a.m. on Friday, June 14th. That's just a little over 24 hours from when I'm recording this video. And at this moment, we have no government of national unity. We have no coalition of any sort. So what's going to happen? Well, there was some news last night when the Inkatha Freedom Party's leader, Velenkosini Hlabisa, a frequent guest on my program, announced that Inkatha has agreed to go into a government of national unity with the ANC at national level and also provincial level. Well, that's great. That takes the ANC at national level from 40.2 to 44, just about. So they're still 6% short to get over that hump to 50 plus 1. No word yet on whether the Democratic Alliance has made agreements. There are lots of rumors coming out there that their national federal folks have agreed that they want to do this, but it's still being hashed out. There is some indication from inside sources being reported in multimedia outlets this morning that the intransigent members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC have moved towards accepting the DA as part of this GNU, Government of National Unity. We'll see. The bottom line here, folks, is the clock is ticking. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Yep, the future is just around the corner here, just 24 hours, and we don't have a government. We may see some surprises yet. Now, the interesting thing is we've heard virtually nothing about what's going to happen in Gauteng, where the ANC got just 35% of the vote in an atrocious performance there. Now, of course, in KZN, where the IFP will go into a government with the ANC, that means the IFP, the ANC, the DA, and the kingmaker here is the National Freedom Party, a breakaway part of the IFP that is playing hardball with both the MK party, which got the largest share of the vote, the plurality of 45%, and playing hardball with the IFP. Hlabisa said that their demands were not acceptable, and they're still discussing this thing. So, what will the National Freedom Party do? Will they be working for the good and benefit of people in KwaZulu-Natal province, or will they be working for craven political power? My money's on craven political power. They simply want their hands on the goodies or positions, not doing what's best for the residents of this province. And that's unfortunate, but that is politics, and that's the nature of it. Hopefully they'll grow up and be adults and walk in the room and say, yep, we're going to join this coalition. Whatever the case is, it's going to be a very bumpy ride here in KwaZulu-Natal, in Gauteng, a very bumpy ride, and we will see what happens going forward. But we're just a little over 24 hours away, and no government. It's pretty easy in the Eastern Cape, where the ANC won outright majority. In not Northern Cape, they didn't win a majority there. In Mpumalanga, in Limpopo, where they have majorities, and then for the DA in the Western Cape, where they have majority. But beyond that, we've got some real concerns and issues here with Gauteng and with KZN provinces, figuring out the provincial governments at that level. The other one that's not an outright majority is Northern Cape, where the ANC got 49%, but that's an easy win for them. They simply offer something to the Patriotic Alliance, and they get over the 50% hump, and we've solved that problem. But the real issue now is what happens at the national level. We're still waiting. We are still waiting. And this is it exciting? Oh, I think it's exciting. I don't know about South Africans, but I'll tell you, I think it's very exciting. This is it a nail-biter? I don't know about that. Depends on your view of politics in South Africa. But it certainly is exciting. It's unprecedented. It's seismic. It's earth-shattering. It's groundbreaking for South Africa's young democracy. Now what we need is a rational coalition to come together in the next 24 hours and try to govern South Africa legitimately, honestly, transparently, and be servant leaders for the good of South Africans, black, white, and brown, Christian, Muslim, Jew, for all South Africans, not for a favored class, not for a group that one wants to enrich. Politics should not be about craven political power, self-enrichment, or self-aggrandizement. Unfortunately, all too often, that's exactly what politics is. And I myself learned a very difficult, painful, and somewhat expensive lesson by foolishly running for office this year and discovering that it is about craven political power and self-aggrandizement. Don't know about the self-enrichment. We'll wait and see later on. But craven political power and self-aggrandizement definitely were in tap in the race that I ran. Anyway, folks, much will unfold today. I'll be traveling from KZN back up to the industrial and financial heart of the country in Gauteng, where I'll be spending about a week as events unfold. You can catch me on Friday morning at 7:30 on Gareth Cliff. If you're watching that program, I'll be appearing on there. And beyond that, I'll be at the Bulls game on Saturday, the semifinal against Leinster, a game which virtually no one gives the Bulls a chance, but don't count your chickens yet. Wait for those eggs to hatch. Some of the eggs might be duds, and you might be wrong. Highveld, at home, Loftus, the Bulls, despite an underwhelming performance last week, could show up and defeat Leinster, and then maybe, if things went really, really well, host a final. But let's not count our chickens yet. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot for tuning. We'll catch you next time here. Be sure to give us a like. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscription button. If you're just discovering my content for the first time, well, you can thank YouTube. I've been doing this for 4 years since I left active military service after 36 years. If you want to know more about me, watch the channel. People often ask me my background, what my interest in South Africa and Africa is, and why I do what I'm doing. You can find more about that right here by watching the channel. Thanks a lot. God bless. Be safe. Don't take any wooden nickels. Again, they don't work in slot machines, and you'll just frustrate yourself. And you might get in trouble. Not in South Africa. There's no accountability for bad behavior. Cheers, everybody. Take care. And good luck, South Africa. The clock is ticking.